Black Friday 2024 is here, and the PlayStation Store is delivering its biggest deals of the year. Whether you're craving epic adventures, intense battles, or nostalgic remasters, this is your chance to grab blockbuster titles at jaw-dropping prices. From the hard-hitting action of Tekken 8 Ultimate Edition to the spellbinding magic of Hogwarts Legacy, there's something for every type of player. But don't wait. These deals are only here for a limited time, and once they're gone for good. First up, Tekken 8 Ultimate Edition is down to $66. You save $44. It's not just the base game. You get a Year 1 character pass, exclusive avatar skins, and some awesome in-game cosmetics, perfect for fighting game fans. If you're into survival horror, you need to check out Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition for $30, saving $20. It's the remastered classic with all the bells and whistles, including the Separate Ways DLC and a full DLC pass. For RPG lovers, Dragon's Dogma 2 is $40, a $30 discount. This one's all about customizing your party, skills, and even your character's personality. So much freedom in a single-player RPG. Speaking of remasters, Persona 3 Reload is half off at $35. It's got updated visuals and smoother gameplay, making it perfect for newcomers and fans alike. Here's a quirky one. Another Crab's Treasure is $24. You save $6. It's a colorful, Souls-like adventure where you play as a hermit crab fighting to reclaim its home. Seriously unique and fun. For just $5, a $15 discount. Oh, and don't miss Far Cry 5 for only $9, saving you $51. It's an open-world epic where you take on a dangerous cult in Hope County, Montana. Finally, if you're into magic, grab Hogwarts Legacy for $26.99, down from $89.99. You can even try a 0.75-hour trial if you have PlayStation Plus Premium. There are tons more deals too, but these are the standout ones. The offers end on November 23rd unless noted otherwise, so make sure to check the PlayStation Store before time runs out. Happy gaming! PlayStation's Black Friday deals for 2024 feature significant discounts on consoles, games, accessories, and services, running from November 22nd to December 2nd. Here's a breakdown of the highlights. PlayStation 5 console includes the Fortnite Cobalt Star Bundle, available directly on PlayStation's site and at participating retailers. Discounts on PlayStation VR 2, DualSense controllers, Pulse Elite headsets, Pulse Explore earbuds, and PS5 console covers. New subscribers save up to 30% on a 12-month membership. Current subscribers save 25% on upgrades from Essential to Extra, or 30% from Extra to Premium Deluxe. Benefits include access to the game catalog, classics catalog, and movie streaming through the Sony Save up to 40% on merchandise like apparel and drinkware from franchises such as God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and The Last of Us Part 2. Ubisoft just dropped a massive update for Star Wars Outlaws Update 1.40, and it's a game changer, literally. The update is out now for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, and the biggest news is that they've cut down on forced stealth, so you won't have to keep reloading checkpoints if you get caught during those don't get spotted missions anymore. Finally, right? They also made a bunch of other tweaks. Enemy AI and detection have been improved, facial animations look better, and you can even keep pickup weapons in more situations now. Plus, there are new visual options to give the game a sharper look. It sounds like they're really trying to smooth out the rough edges. Ubisoft did admit there's still an issue with PC players using Windows though. They're working on a fix for that, so hopefully it'll get resolved soon. The game's creative director, Drew Reckner, said they're aiming to really elevate the experience to match what players want. It's not like the game launched poorly. It actually got pretty solid reviews, but Ubisoft's been struggling with sales. I guess they're hoping this update, plus the upcoming Steam release and holiday sales, will give it a second wind. If you've been thinking about giving Star Wars Outlaws a try, now might be the time. It sounds like it's in better shape than ever. It finally happened. We've got a fresh look at gameplay footage for Assassin's Creed Shadows. And you know we've got to get the obligatory disclaimer. If you're not into Yasuke or Naue, that's totally cool, no worries. But today, we're looking at gameplay, and I'm excited about what they've done. For me, the big takeaway is how much better everything looks compared to the footage we saw just a month and a half ago. It's clear that the delay is paying off. It's almost funny how much they've been able to improve in such a short time. Everything from the hair simulation to the draw distances has been drastically dramatically improved. Even small details, like dust kicked up when Naui steps on dirty ground, have been fine-tuned. Visually, it's clear they've made some big strides. One interesting addition I wanted to point out, in case you haven't heard or seen it already, is the use of orange outlines. These indicate NPCs that aren't enemies. If you've played past AC games, you might have noticed how everyone in large encampments seemed like an immediate threat, but that never made much sense. Some people are just workers, cooks, or visitors. The orange outlines now help differentiate those characters from hostile ones. These NPCs can call for guards or help, but they won't attack you, they're just civilians. Another major change is the introduction of enemy levels and the skull icon above higher-level enemies. In Valhalla, the number above an enemy's head told you whether or not you could assassinate them. If a skull appears above their head, that means they're way stronger than you. You could still technically take them out, but it's going to be much harder. Think of it like fighting those high-level enemies in The Witcher 3. You can technically do it, but expect the challenge to ramp up. That said, AC Shadows is going to let you toggle on a one-shot assassination option in the setting. By default, you won't be able to assassinate enemies far stronger than you, but if you want to make things easier for yourself, you can enable this option. It's similar to what we've seen in past games, where the devs leave it up to you how you want to engage with these challenges. They recommend you play the way the game is intended, though. As for the story, they've already revealed a roadmap for upcoming reveals, but the game is still a few months away. They revamped their marketing in response to Star Wars Outlaws, so the focus on light as a gameplay mechanic is now much more prominent. You can expect to interact with lanterns, knocking them over to create stealth opportunities, or manipulate the environment. Speaking of gameplay mechanics, a big new feature they've been touting is the wind system. The foliage reacts dynamically to wind, and they're capable of simulating a huge number of particles at once, up to 100,000 leaves blowing at any given time. That's some insane tech, but it makes for some pretty immersive environments. Additionally, we're seeing improvements in how stealth is handled. They've made it more challenging to assassinate higher-tier enemies. For example, enemies who wear armor will have the ability to defend themselves against your assassination attempts, something we haven't seen much of in AC before. And yes, you can tweak how this works in the setting. They've also added the ability to go prone. You can now lay flat to sneak around more effectively, and this really adds a layer of depth to the stealth mechanics. You'll notice it makes a difference in the way Naui moves compared to the other character, Yasuke, who is much larger and will likely have to rely on a different approach to stealth. When Naui performs an assassination, it looks fluid. There's a real sense of weight and impact now. This isn't something we saw in earlier footage, where the animations were more clunky. It's clear they've revamped the movement systems to give a smoother, more polished feel. Even the hair simulation is much better now. It's more lifelike, which adds to the realism. Another cool detail I noticed was the ability to drag bodies into bushes or other cover after an assassination. You can hide them away to avoid detection. That's a nice touch to the stealth gameplay. As for the graphics, this footage looks particularly impressive. It's likely showing off fidelity mode, which prioritizes visual quality over frame rate. The motion blur here is especially well done, giving the footage a cinematic feel. It's not overdone, just enough to make the action feel more fluid. One of the bigger gameplay changes is that there will no longer be an eagle or hawk to scout enemies or fortresses. In past games, you could rely heavily on the bird to mark enemies for you. Here, they want the experience to be more grounded, more about moment-to-moment action rather than long planning sessions. So you'll be more immersed in the actual assassin gameplay, which is a big change in approach. Let's see how things shake out before making any decisions. That said, based on this footage and the improvements we're seeing, I'm cautiously optimistic. If you want to be ahead of all the gaming leaks and news, specifically PlayStation news, time for you to subscribe. And as always, a like on the video is very much appreciated.